Hello and welcome to the Unnamed Political Podcast. I'm your host, Clark Wahlberger.
And I'm Jack Horvath.
Today we're going to be discussing the fourth Republican debate.
Rarely is the question asked, how is our children learning?
My fellow Americans,
Corporations are people, my friend.
Our country is in serious trouble.
I never sent any classified material.
Man is not free unless government is limited.
Bringing you opinions on historic, current, and international politics. Welcome to the Unnamed Political Podcast.
Hi, and welcome to the 17th official episode of the UPP. Alright, so let's dive right into the Republican debates. They were last night. We're recording this on Wednesday. Hopefully we can get this to you by Thursday. Now, editing can always be a pain. Now, so these were obviously the Republican debates. They were a combination of Fox Business and the Wall Street Journal were the hosts of it. I think it was definitely a huge improvement
over the last debate, yeah, for sure.
In like both regards, both with the candidates and how they performed, and just I suppose the reception of the moderators.
Yeah, the moderators did a great job compared to the last debate.
Completely. So some people have criticized that and said like, oh, it's because it's Fox and the Wall Street Journal, which are always a little bit. Well, Wall Street Journal is more centered rather than left, and Fox is obviously Fox.
No, I don't really agree with that. I think the real questions that Fox asked were actually substantive.
I think they're good because they weren't gotcha questions, which was
they weren't personal questions like about
they
people's
were
campaigns.
They were good questions and they were hard questions, but they weren't like basically like, oh, are you a supervillain? Can you do math? They were basically, how are you going to fix these problems?
Right, exactly.
They weren't trying to argue. They were trying to hear their points. So I think that was a big improvement. Okay, so let's dive into some of the particular candidates. So Jack, who do you think definitively either did the best, did the worst?
I'd say I watched probably an hour and a half of it. Maybe I fell asleep before
I
I
watched the
finished
whole
it.
thing.
It went 9 to 11.
Nearly passed out at the end, though. I think I missed the closing remarks, but then I went and looked them back up.
From what I gathered, I think Marco Rubio again shines just like he did in the other couple debates.
He's been rising. I think he definitely has the potential to become the establishment candidate. Ted
Cruz did well again. He made his points. This is really a Cuban American thing.
Yeah. Ted Cruz. He's been doing very well. Personally, I think Jeb Bush, of course. He definitely didn't win. He wasn't drawn, but his performance tonight was miles ahead of what we see in the past.
This might have been his best debate.
Oh, hands down. Yeah, he's. I mean, if he had performed like this, he might not be. If he had performed like this in all of his debates, he'd at least probably be still a solid third.
And if he did bad on this debate, he might have
I wouldn't have been surprised if he dropped out after this. I think he's hired a speech coach. He's improving, and he actually recently got Bob Doyle support.
Bob Doyle?
Yeah, Bob Doyle says Bob Doyle supports Jeb Bush. All in third person, I hope.
Good. Bob Doyle.
Yes, I love that man. He should run.
Yeah, I'd vote for him, maybe.
Man, people complain that Bernie's too old, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he's 92, actually.
Ronald Reagan was 70-something.
Yeah, touche. So yeah, age does not matter. Don't, I will not, for political purposes, I've explored my candidate's youth and experience. So
how did Fiorina? I think Fiorina did well. I think she's good third place.
I don't think she did well. Just my personal opinion. I think
she did dodge some questions.
That was a big thing. I think definitely the left, the media is going to just really kind of just hammer into her on that, because they've just been hammering into her for a while.
Right.
I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but when you look at it, they can't meet the liberals. They can't claim anymore like, oh, the Republicans, they're so undiverse. Right. They have nothing, because I mean we have
a black person running.
We have the youngest candidate. We have a black candidate. We have a woman. They. See, this is the problem when
we are unbiased.
Yeah,
very balanced.
This is the problem when you split it into like the liberals and the rights. You start to make it be like, oh, when I don't agree with the liberal media, it's them versus us.
Right.
Us. And then when you see Fox News going something crazy, it's like, oh, I'm with the liberals. We're being punished by the idiotic conservatives. So that, but I think she just, and personally, I think she did a bad job of dodging some of them.
I think she just speaks very well, and I think that really
she's
connects to
definitely,
the voters.
she's definitely.
She doesn't seem like a politician.
Well, she's not.
Exactly.
I think that's helped her out. I like her, but the only thing is I felt though, because I believe, do you remember what the question was that she, unfortunately, this is my fault.
Should we simplify the tax code? No, she's the one who said we should simplify it down to like 3 pages, right?
Yeah, she was fairly...
Which is a tiny bit ridiculous. I don't think you can accomplish that.
No. But, so when she was discussing, I think, I apologize, but this moment will probably be broadcasted. They were asking her a question, said, well, while I'm thinking of that answer, let me just tell you the story about this woman who I remember. She's a 40-year-old, and she kind of goes on this whole tangent.
A lot of the candidates use stories. I was watching the undercard little debate, the junior table, whatever they call it.
Yeah, unfortunately, bad news for Christie and Huckabee.
Yeah, Christie went to anecdotes all the time to
I
dodge
think,
questions. But I think he did pretty good in the debates.
They said he's been rising, but I really liked the new debate. I think they're finally trimming it down to candidates who are all kind of, who I can, aside from Trump, am willing to say, I would be totally fine if these were the nominees for president. Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm bummed, still bummed that Jim Webb dropped out. Because, I mean, he was kind of, if I was going to lean left, he was kind of my guy.
The only thing I would worry about is that if Jeb Bush got the nomination, I feel like he'd get creamed in debates with
He would be destroyed in debates.
Same with Ben Carson, he's a little quiet. That's my problem.
With Ben Carson...
He's a good speaker, I just think he's not low energy.
I think Ben Carson would do much better than Jeb, simply because Jeb...
I think he would too, yeah.
Jeb would engage with Hillary, and he'd look like an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she would just... I think she'd just try to do a knowledge dump on him, and then try to make him look dumb.
And he'd stutter or
and he'd fall into it or something like that. He'd fall into the Bushisms. But I think Carson, he just wouldn't engage, so people would kind of be like, oh, he's so low energy and he's just doing it. But he wouldn't enter a trap, so to speak.
No, that's true. I think Fiorina would be good.
I think she would be a good bear. I think
Rubio,
yeah. So I think Carson, he's been improving. I think because you could see a lot of them were kind of going for statistics more. Yeah. I think this was probably, in my opinion, the best debate, the most substantive.
Definitely the best debate.
It showed Americans it's not just a bunch of kind of right wing nut jobs, so to speak.
I mean, even the first Fox News debate wasn't that substantive. They were asking this almost the same questions CNBC did. So. And
that's where I think you have a conservative bias, where you're saying, well, Fox is doing it because nobody's going to accuse Fox of being left leaning. They're not. Nobody's going to say, oh, well, Fox, you guys are just out to get the Republicans, because they're Fox. But I think. Do you think the media is biased against Republicans?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can agree with that.
Well, I think just overall, kind of the main celebrity, whether or not you're on the right or the left side of the aisle,
you can tell.
You can. I mean, name the last time you saw like a late night TV show or something. It'd be like, you know what? Let's make fun of
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I mean, even like do you watch Saturday Night Live?
Sometimes. I watched the one with Trump on it this weekend. Yeah,
that actually, I didn't find that one that funny. But we'll discuss that later in the UUP.
Yeah, we will. We'll touch upon it.
Yeah, the unnamed unscripted. But, so let's kind of, how much time do we have left? We're trying to keep these much more brief.
I'm assuming this started almost 10 minutes ago. I wasn't looking at the clock. So it seems like that much time has passed.
Okay, so I guess let's just kind of run down the candidates.
We also got to read down our Instagram followers. I almost forgot.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end. But so let's just go down and kind of give ourselves what we think that, how we think that they did. So Rubio.
I think he did fine.
I think he did amazing.
It's the lightning round.
He's been just, I think he's rising up.
Yep.
I think though, with his rise, Jeb falls.
Yeah, so from the same state.
Yeah, well, it's because, Jeb would never be Rubio's VP.
No.
He also, I don't think Jeb would be a good VP.
Me either.
Because your VP, I guess, you want somebody who's a very good advisor to you.
Yep.
And I feel like Jeb would be a better leader. I think he'd be a good advisor, but not in the position of the vice presidency.
Right.
That would be, I think, it would be a waste of him because the VP, he can't do anything, pretty much.
Yeah, it would just seem weird that there's a young guy and old vice president.
Yeah, I think pride might also play an issue on that. Okay, so Cruz, we touched on him a little bit.
He's pretty good. He's a good speaker. I think he got his points across.
I think he's been doing pretty well. Also, I think he moved away. In a lot of the debates, I didn't see this as much. He always kind of does this like pointing thing to himself.
Yeah, he does. He goes like.
We need to do.
Marco Rubio goes like. I can't do it.
You can't do it. So I definitely think that we saw a much stronger Cruz. He's coming across as everybody's kind of saying, oh, he's this Tea Party. I think with these debates, you get to see that both sides aren't as crazy as they are. Like, clearly you see some people are more radical. We'll get to Rand Paul in a sec. Yeah. Like, Kim and Bernie, they're kind of, I guess, they're both, well, with Bernie, obviously, with much more support, they're kind of both people you can say they're more extreme.
Yeah.
Not, obviously, it's not like Rand Paul's a Nazi,
No.
But if you go libertarian route, this
Very
is kind
far
of
conservative.
left, right, conservative, liberal. It's always. I'm not a big fan of those terms overall.
No, I don't like how we put labels on it.
Well, yeah, because I think one, you shouldn't do that because we have a friend over there. I don't think you should do that because it kind of prevents a person from trying to have a more balanced viewpoint. Like we try to have a more balanced viewpoint. I think millennials, people shouldn't say, "Oh, well, I can't support that because that's something that liberals support."
Exactly.
You shouldn't. That shouldn't decide it for you. And also, it doesn't. They don't make sense because what's a liberal?
Exactly.
It's somebody who wants like change, progress, right?
Well,
but what if you want change to something that you would consider conservative? Are you a liberal or a conservative?
It's true.
It starts a quagmire.
I think it also divides us more, though.
Yeah, I think we need to be less divisive. We need to kind of stop being right America, left America,
Right.
and just gotta be America.
We all need to come together.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But now back to campus. Benny Carson.
I think he did okay. He had some good lines. I think he said something about like a 10th.
Yeah,
don't ask
want
me
you.
in 10th grade.
Yeah,
something.
thank you for not asking me what I said in 10th grade.
Because the media has been tarnishing like what he did in the past.
They've been definitely going after his past. I think they've kind of been going through him.
There should be some sort of limit where that you can't really judge him based on what he did in the past, like your age. Like once you
I
turn
think like
20.
at some point you can like say like certain things. Obviously, like I mean, if he.
Right.
But when you're a kid, for the most part, you shouldn't use that. Like, please, if we ever turn into being bleeding heart liberals, hopefully we will try to like destroy these tapes. I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never trust us. But so I think that's good. He definitely he fended it off. I think he kind of because I think. I mean, Democrats, liberals, they aren't going to like him no matter what they say.
That's right.
But I think he definitely helped stop people who might be saying, "Oh, I'm not really liking him anymore. He kind of seems like he might not be that truthful." He kind of kept them on the path.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm. So Jeb, he saved his candidacy.
Saved himself. Yeah, he didn't do well, but I think he kept himself
Yeah,
afloat.
he's smart enough to. If I think he had failed at the debate again, he should have just dropped out.
Right.
But it wasn't perfect, but it was so much better. I think that was very surprising, and I think he seems like much more stronger, much more assertive. Not that he seems like a very strong, assertive person right now, but he's at least improving, which I'm glad to see. That at least it's not just going to be a Hillary crush fest.
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing. With what I have several very liberal friends, and they've said their problem is. People don't like Hillary that much, so to speak.
No.
There are people who really like her, but the problem is Bernie's too far left, and nobody cares about O'Malley, so there's nobody in the middle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's just, either way, kind of, it doesn't seem like anybody's really getting what they want. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Trump. Yeah.
Trump's Trump.
Yeah.
He did whatever.
He kept trumping.
He got some booze.
He did. People, I think, I don't think it's going to hurt him in the polls because we've seen that before. But he was with Finery, he was like, "Why is she always interrupting?"
Yeah.
So I think that I think we'll see other candidates rise up. I think that's what will cause Trump to go down if he goes down. It's not going to be people suddenly don't like him. It's just going to be more people start to consolidate behind other candidates
and start thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thankfully. Okay, so Carly.
She had some good moments. You can disagree with me on that. I think she had some good breakdown moments. I thought she spoke fine.
I think so. I like Carly, but and I think she did like personally. She is not my pick for president.
Me either, no.
In any way or for the nominee, but I definitely think she's coming on strong. Yeah. She might be. I think she would definitely be a good member of future president's cabinet.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, was I think just having this experience, I don't know what position, but just, or as a close advisor.
Federal Reserve.
That would be interesting. No, we gotta have Trump for that.
Yeah, Trump would be interesting.
That would be entertaining. No, I want him to be Secretary of State. I want him going around the world and just making enemies everywhere.
Yeah, no, we'd be screwed over.
So now, John Kasich. So I kind of like Kasich.
I don't think he did that well in this debate.
I think he would be a good VP pick, personally. So yeah,
I do like John Kasich as a VP. Like, he would definitely be probably my number 2 for a VP.
I think who's your number 1 VP?
Definitely Marco Rubio.
You think Rubio? To who? Jeb?
I wish.
That's
now that's going to happen.
Yeah, my only problem is I think
it doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't make sense because, they're both from the same state. So I think Kasich is a very strong person just because he will hopefully carry Ohio.
It's my dream team.
I think he was a little bit too aggressive, like too much.
Yeah, he was always like,
trying to interrupt.
When someone said, like, I have this plan, they'd be like, no, that plan's ridiculous. It's never going to get passed. It's never going to happen. He seemed kind of negative.
He is definitely, he's a little bit negative, but I think I like him because he seems like he's one of the most reasonable people there.
I think he did okay at the last debate. I think he tried to use too much of what he did at the last debate. In this
Yeah,
one.
he thought if it worked last time, he overdid it this time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I like him, but I think we've seen that you're finally starting to kind of see the more variety of it.
Right.
It's no longer just the farthest right opinion is what the Republicans think, and the farthest left opinion is what the Democrats think. Mm-hmm. You're seeing that's more balanced. Mm-hmm. Like, I guess, who's the next? Rand Paul. So obviously he's somebody who's quite a bit...
Rand Paul made a okay time.
I think this was probably his best performance too.
Yeah. Because he actually got speaking time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think he clearly doesn't expect to win.
No.
He's not in contention with this. He's just trying to push the libertarian messages to as many people as he can.
Yep. Excuse
me. And he's doing an amazing job of doing that, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's the perfect spokesperson.
No.
But I think he's definitely, he's almost, I think, helping more independents kind of be like, because he doesn't like the Iraq War. No. He kind of, so he has much more of an isolationist, as Marco Rubio claimed, foreign policy thing when he went and attacked Rubio's policy, his military policy.
Right.
But overall, I think, so that covers him. I think it was a pretty good debate with them. And I think, you think Hillary should be nervous right now?
Well, that's what I liked about this debate, is that it wasn't all just about arguing with each other, but they actually tried to, unite against Hillary Clinton. I think Chris Christie made a good point. Like he said, we're all trying to get rid of Hillary Clinton in the immigrant. He's trying to unify everyone, which is good, instead of just Trump says this about you. What do you think? Right?
It's much better. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think we're definitely seeing things happen that we haven't seen before, and I like the way things are going. And with any luck, Joe Biden will be running soon.
Yeah.
Probably not. But, alright, so that covers it. Jack, would you care to read the Instagram followers?
Let me boot up my telephone.
Instagram's actually down right now.
One word I have is that I'll read someone twice. I should probably keep track of who I do.
Yeah, just scroll to the most obscure place you can. So obviously, you've noticed this is a slightly different location. This is where we typically film the Unnamed Unscripted podcast.
The bar.
Yeah, we just figured we'd try to film both of them here because, why not? We were here. So yeah, we're trying to work out our schedule. Unfortunately, things keep getting busy, but we want to keep getting this news out to you guys. We're considering, I've actually been thinking, and I've discussed this with Jack a little bit, starting a kind of a daily update thing, or weekly update on the Unnamed Political Podcast Instagram page. Yeah. The news, I think that would be kind of nice.
Yeah, we can do that because, again, we can't always meet here every day to film one of these. Like, we try to get it out once a week, and we've been sticking to that goal pretty consistently.
We've been doing pretty well.
Sometimes we get out twice a week, which is good.
Yeah, we can.
Especially during the school year.
Mm-hmm. It's been very hard, but hopefully we'll be able to get back on track.
Guest host in the future. Who knows?
Yes, actually, yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get
first female host.
Yes, we do have a couple of actually individuals who are trying to get on the show, and unfortunately scheduling has prevented that from happening. But
they were supposed to come on a long time ago.
Yeah. So, but Jack, let's see who are our followers of this particular episode.
Brickster45, BRIKSTER45.
Quite long.
Shout out to you.
Impressive name.
Who else next? Tattooed Ladies.
Tattooed Ladies.
Shout out to you.
Okay.
Gunnar. That's GUNNAR.69.
Gunnar.69.
Gunnar.69. Shout out to you.
Interesting, unique name.
Print Liberation. That's all one word.
Print Liberation.
No, print. PRINT.
Okay, Print Liberation.
And our last one. I think this will be our fifth one. Trying to find an appropriate name here.
We have quite a few inappropriate ones.
Here we go. G4V USA. That would be Grassroots for Victory USA. Shout out to you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for following.
Yeah.
Future episodes in the future.
And obviously today, if you've noticed, today's Wednesday, so we just want to kind of say at the end of the show, thank you to all our veterans.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, you guys allow us to discuss the things we discuss and allow those things to happen.
Keep us free.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so remember, please comment on our Instagram page if you want to try to get featured. Unfortunately, we don't have many comments, so we just have to read
Pick random followers.
Yeah. But, all right, so I guess, hope to see you guys soon. Signing off, I'm Clark Wahlberg.
I'm Jack Orvath.
See you next time.
Adieu.